for the 10 seconds of the video. Okay. Are we going to do this? You find the picture of his butt? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it? All right. I'm sure everybody's dying for that. All right, Amanda. Three. What's that?
Your fan base is.
My fan base.
Good evening, all you minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our show where I'm wondering where the hell Jessica Drew is, because we are going to be talking about
That's true. Where is my Jessica Drew?
We're going to be talking about that trailer here in a little bit, but we got a few things to talk about. We're going to be talking about Loki Season 2 wrapping up.
Then we'll probably talk about the Madam Web trailer.
Madam Web trailer is probably going to dominate this conversation. The What If Season 2 trailer and all the rumors going around about Kang, and then the latest thing with
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards might be. It's just kind of getting silly. But I guess we will see. We will see. What's up, Jet? How have you been, man? I haven't seen all of Loki yet, so just stopping by to say hi, and I'm out.
All right, Jet.
We'll come back after.
Come back when you're done.
Jessica with Drew. Is that what happened?
She's my favorite. I mean, Spider-Woman. It's like, wait, what's her name's run?
She is the original, but I always had a thing for Julia.
I love that run.
Julia Carpenter. I don't know what it was about her. Bonjour, Amanda. Bonjour, Omar. Bonjour, tout le monde, which is everybody. Yeah. Are you going to talk about What If Season 2 trailer?
We will. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We've got it on our list of things to talk about.
Jaggernaut, what's up, buddy? Madam Web, outside of Spider-Man, just seems, dude, there's so much about that. All of that seems so odd, right? Like, what the heck is going on? Why?
Yeah, I didn't realize Adam Scott was in that film either. I like him.
Who's that?
Adam Scott from Parks and Rec. He played Ben.
Who was he playing in?
He was her, like, fellow paramedic, and there's rumors that he's going to be Ben Parker. And that
that makes sense if she's Mary Parker, right? If she's Mary Parker.
No, she's Cassandra Webb. And then Emma Roberts, who's not been featured. Okay, I guess we're talking about Madam Web first.
I always thought that she was Mary Parker.
She is Cassandra Webb. And then Emma Roberts hasn't been featured in the trailer yet, but apparently they said they've seen her pregnant, or when they filmed her. Emma Roberts from Scream Queens, from American Horror Story, also Julia Roberts' niece, right? Yeah, she's in it as well. We just haven't seen her featured in the trailer yet, but there's rumors that she's playing Mary Parker, and she might be pregnant with.
Are we gonna talk about the Madam Web trailer first?
I don't know. I mean, we just started talking about it.
We're doing it. We're doing it live. We're gonna talk about the Madam Web trailer. Give me a second. Let me make sure people know, in case they don't give a crud about trailers, because there are people that don't give a crud.
We will talk about Loki. I don't know why this got started. Well, it's just interesting.
Oh, because I wrote, "Where's my Jessica Drew Madam Web trailer?" Let's talk about this really quick. So this is set in the Sony-verse, which is separate from the MCU,
like Morbius universe. Venom,
but also might be separate from its own universe, right? Like, because Venom was not in the same reality as Morbius, as we were led to believe from the trailer.
Yeah.
But Morbius is now in the same reality as the Vulture. No wonder everybody's getting tired of the multiverse.
Maybe he's
right. The Vulture, he went to go and recruit Dr. Morbius.
Dr. Morbius.
At the end of that,
putting out another record right now, so he's too busy being a rock star at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, but we don't know if it's all gonna be like part of like the Venom verse, or if it's gonna be part of the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
It's been crazy, and yes, there are so many rumors, brother. We're gonna get to those, I promise. Does Venom show up? Do we finally get Morbid Timeline? I don't think so.
Apparently, someone said we got a Web in Time, and I have to go rewatch it because I don't remember hearing it's Web in Time. I did love so it is Cassandra. So if you go on IMDb, I did just to confirm it. They call her Madam Web, but also Cassandra Webb. And then it has Mary Parker under Emma Roberts' name in IMDb.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And Adam Scott is Ben Parker. So, yes.
So Adam Scott is Ben Parker. Emma Roberts is... Okay, so then she's going to be a spider person, correct?
Or she's going to birth the future's Peter Parker.
Well, it would make sense. If you're casting Emma Roberts, why not have her in a suit?
They could, but
right?
Did you notice this is not set in present day?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Amanda. I
don't
about these trailers. Was that horrible slow down music?
He hates slow down music.
I hate those in trailers, but I love that everybody else likes it for some reason. I noticed how cheesy it looked. It looked very...
It was very cheesy.
Well, I go see it, of course. We'll review it, right? I'll go into it with zero expectations, and then maybe I'll end up... It could be my favorite superhero movie. Who knows?
Yes.
But no, I did not notice. What I noticed was, hey, let's put a bunch of spider people together, because kids seem to really like that in the Spider-Verse movie. And let's... chicks, right? Like, we love that, and we put them together. So we've got Maddie. She's in there, right? Yep. Maddie Franklin's in there. Madam Web, Anya Corazon, which nice. Yep. That's played by the beautiful Isabella Merced, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Isabella Merced.
Then I assume, I haven't checked, but Sydney Sweeney is Julia Carpenter just based on her outfit.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Post-credit scene will be Post-credit scene will be the Vulture coming up to Madam Web with Morbius saying, "We're going to recruit you for a special revenge project I'm working on." I don't know if they'll put Venom in there. Who knows?
We don't know.
So Ezekiel was in the trailer, but is a different type of Ezekiel than in the comics, right?
Yes.
Then again, like, all these characters are different incarnations of the comic book, so they're a lot younger, for one thing.
Yeah,
right? All these ladies are young, and they're all have something to do with each other. I mean, do you all know what Madam Web looks like in the comic books, or I guess what she used to?
Old lady with like the blind thing around her. She's...
You know who would have played a good Madam Web? The old lady from the original Spider-Man movie. The original Spider-Man movie.
The original. That would have been great.
Deliver from evil. Yeah, that lady would have played a good Madam Web, but they're not doing comic book versions of those characters, so they made them younger, hipper. So we'll see. But we start talking about Loki at 8:15. We got 2 minutes to talk about this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So if you notice, it's set there. That's the reason why they're younger, is because if you look at the fashion, I think there's like a PS, like one of those handheld PS things. So it's set in the like 2000s. So that because she sees the future in 2023, whatever time this is.
Okay. What do you think is their master plan?
Because they haven't gotten their powers yet. They have not gotten their powers yet. She has, because of that accident where she was trying to save that person. She got her powers from that. They haven't gotten their powers yet. So the assumption is they will gain their powers at some point, either through the movie or we'll see them in the future. And that's why we have Mary Parker. She's probably going to be pregnant. And then we might see a Peter Parker maybe they would hint that there could be a teenage Peter Parker in the future. And that would be good for them, since they can't really use Tom Holland right now, and he's off on sabbatical. So if they wanted to do a Peter Parker variant or another Spider-Man, they could. A PSP, that's what it is. Thank you, Griffin X. That's what I kept thinking. It's been a while since
somebody had a PSP in the trailer. You really looked at this trailer, because I did not notice that.
Yeah.
I did not notice that. Seemingly turning Ezekiel into a villain, which
that's what they're doing.
Okay. I mean, if you've read the comics, you know where it goes in JMS's from. Yeah. Spider totem anyway.
That's what I think they're going to try to do.
I don't know if he'll be the big bad or if he'll be Moreland, and then get ready for another multiverse if it's Moreland, and then all the different spider people that he's killing, which, honestly, I still have fun with. And Sydney always looks fine. Dude, I didn't know that people were thirsty on Sydney Sweeney, because I watched Euphoria and I was like, oh, these kids are all underage, so this is weird. But apparently there's a huge fan following from pervs that don't care how old these kids are.
You realize before you first was a porn star.
What did you just say?
I said before Euphoria, she was like doing porn and stuff, right? You know that was a thing she did
Wait, hold on.
prior to Euphoria. So she might have had a fan following way before Euphoria.
Oh, wait a sec. Hold on. Well, this conversation just got interesting.
She's like, yeah,
Are you talking about like softcore stuff or like artsy stuff? Or you're talking
I don't
about...
know. I never looked it up. I just have read about her, and that's...
Are you sure? Look,
yes.
I love James. I believe James is a bigger pervert than you are, man. So if he don't know, how do you know?
Because I'm
just saying, like, because I feel like James is a bigger Sydney Sweeney fan than you are.
I'm just a news follower.
You're a news follower, okay?
It wasn't her. I'm sorry. It was the.
You just had a bunch of dudes Googling.
It was Chloe Cherry. That was the other girl. The other girl who's in. I don't know.
Wait, who's in this? That was a porn star.
Euphoria's Chloe Cherry was the.
Her name was Chloe Cherry. Okay, I could have figured that out, and I'm not even a 6 out of 10 detective.
So apparently, wait, what's this? Is this real?
Are you Googling images of this made-believe porn? Because it could go down a rabbit hole you do not need to go down.
No, so I was reading an article, and Sydney Sweeney back in 2022, even after being on Euphoria and White Lotus, said that she can't really take off time. She can't afford to because she hasn't made that much money yet.
Okay.
And so Cam Soda offered her, like, they sent her a letter. It was like, we'll live stream you, like,
is this where you got
12 1-hour long live cam shows. I was like, that's
hilarious. Like, somebody just walked in like, Matt, I thought she was talking about Loki.
Yeah, the guy was like, I'd hate, in the letter he wrote, I'd hate for you to be forced to sell your $3 million home in LA to make ends meet. I have no idea. That's what I think.
Okay.
Anyways, but she is. So
to clarify, there's no porn actresses, as far as Near Mint Condition knows, in the Madam Web trailer.
No.
Maybe.
Just very attractive women. Okay. Yeah. So Ezekiel Sims, I love the line that he was in the Amazon with my mom as she was researching spiders. It is the most
that means.
exposition filled line.
That's Morbius, baby. Morbius is coming back. It's Morbin time. You crazy bastards that went to go watch that movie again are now might get another Morbius appearance.
Well, after Jared Leto's done touring 30 Seconds to Mars.
Let's see. It feels like Sony and even Disney are focused on building a universe, but it feels like they're just putting the writing and storytelling on the back burner.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like, it really does feel like Sony's just like, let's just have some fun. Whatever. Kraven the Hunter. Yeah. Sure. We'll completely change the character. We don't need Spider-Man in a Kraven the Hunter movie.
No, we do not.
It worked for Venom, and now Madam Web and El Muerto, whenever that comes out. What do you guys think will have a worse opening weekend, Madam Web or the Marvels? Oof, who knows? Hopefully things are straightened out.
Here's what Madam Web has on its side. It can promote with its actual stars. So there's a lot of regular people who are not like comic book, like don't follow this like up to date like we do, who had no idea that they were even doing a Marvel's film.
Well, that's because of the strike. They couldn't promote it.
And they couldn't promote it. Yeah. All you'd see. And since no one has cable where you get trailers always popping up in your like advertisements, people didn't really see that there was a Marvel's movie coming out. So I will be interested to see what the second weekend box office is. And if they're going to try to, and I know it's a little bit too late, but get some of the people like to do any kind of promotion. But I mean, yeah, they couldn't have any promotion on the film because everyone was still striking. So that makes it. I also heard Omar did some.
I was young.
Mad Productions. Look it up.
I needed the money. I just realized I was 4 minutes behind the chat. Thanks, YouTube. Dakota Johnson was in 50 Shades of Grey, and that is porn to some people. And there we go.
Terrible porn if that was one.
James has brought the circle back. There we go. Loki is truly blessed with the multiverse. Did I call you Corey's back? I wasn't talking to you, Blast. Yes, we are going to be talking about Pedro Pascal and the Avengers 5 news. But first, we wanted we just kind of stumbled upon this conversation, mainly because me.
He just started the conversation, so I figured let's just get this out and over with.
Where is Jessica Drew? Where is the true Spider-Woman is what I want to know. I didn't get that from the trailer. I didn't get any hope for it. any kind of spider folk being in there. Spider-Man, men.
No Spider-Man, which was kind of disappointing. I was hoping to see some of those. But I mean, that's the problem. We've seen so many variants already from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So
Oscar winner,
which is
Spider-Verse.
done so well. I don't even know how you can really top some of that, especially with the voice actors they chose for some of those roles. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if the Flash couldn't do it, I mean,
if the Flash can't beat out Across the Spider-Verse,
go up is lost. I actually knew this. I actually knew that it was Stan Lee's voice that did Madam Web's voice in the cartoon in the 90s. Is it the Dusk, the villain in Madam Web? No, I think it's Ezekiel wearing an outfit that looks like Venom mixed with Dusk. So yes,
I think Jessica Drew's in.
If the Marvels had come out on its original day, then the strike wouldn't have affected it. That is true.
And when was it supposed to come out originally? Because it was supposed to come out a while ago, right?
Jessica Drew is in Madripoor, according to Falcon and Winter Soldier. I got so excited over that. That was like the highlight of that show for me because I was not a fan of that show. But no, she was not. She was not, unfortunately.
I think it was originally supposed to come out in July of 2022, and then I thought it was supposed to have Ant-Man Quantumanium spot, and then they switched. That might have been a bad move for the Marvel pushing the Marvels back, because after Quantumanium, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about the Marvel. Yes, he is. It's in IMDb.
I need to close out this tab because I went down the rabbit hole of looking at Sydney Sweeney pictures.
I'll show her counterpart in that romantic comedy right now if you want, bad boy.
You don't want this fight. This is a family-friendly show, Amanda. What do you think you're doing?
I'm gonna show it.
So we can talk about that when we talk about Booster Gold. Stupid ads on YouTube. Sorry, man. We have no control over that. Skip them.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Why did they pick Dakota Johnson? She's a terrible actress. What else has she been in? I'm not familiar with that girl.
50 Shades of Grey. Dakota Johnson.
Still not familiar.
Okay, I know she's been in other things that I have seen she's been okay in.
Never go down the rabbit hole. Oh, and then I'm like, is that real? That can't be real. And I'm like, oh, well, it might be real. Kane, it's bad.
Bad Times with Ella Royale. Suspiria, the new one. And she was in The Social Network, but she was just the girl who was hooking up with Sean Parker. And she's like, Sean Parker created Napster. And he's like, hello. And she's like, oh my God, I just slept with Sean Parker. She was that girl. Oh my God, I don't remember that line. I watched that movie so many times.
How many times did you watch that movie? She was in the Peanut Butter Falcon. Yeah, that was the Shia LaBeouf movie, right?
Shia LaBeouf movie, yeah.
Sydney's character in The White Lotus was freaking hilarious. She's got range. Whoa. Whose mom is Melanie Griffith? Dakota Johnson?
Yeah.
And Antonio Banderas? Or
no, isn't it Don Johnson? Isn't that?
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, they were together.
Yeah.
Not Antonio.
Marvel is tanking because Archie, Reggie, Rizzo, and Gonzo are much better actors than Nemo and Tango, but they've dropped from the film. Nemo and Tango. Who's Nemo and Tango? You lost me, Phil.
Lost me. Yeah, Don Johnson's her dad. Yeah.
Thank you all. I love you. You all know so much about Dakota Johnson's family. And everyone freaked out in the chat when we mentioned Sydney Sweeney.
I feel like the Marvel's fate would have been a little bit different if it came out before Ant-Man 3 on its original date when there was no strike.
July 22nd was the original date of the Marvels, right? And if that's true, that would have been after Ant-Man 3. But that also would have been around the time that Oppenheimer and Barbie was about to open, right? Because that happened. Oh, no, that happened
was 2022 of July. Yeah, no, Will's paraphrasing. It's of 2022.
Of 22. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Then I thought it was moved back to the Ant-Man, and then they switched them, which I don't know. And maybe they switched them because of a line in Loki season 2. So let's talk about Loki season 2 because
look at that segue. I'm more interested in talking about. Wait a second.
Because there's a line in Loki season 2 that does directly reflect the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay. Segue picture here. Thank you, Amanda.
Nope, you're welcome.
Thank you. Whoa, what was that? Equal opportunity near main condition, ladies and gentlemen. Never let that be said about the show that it's sexist and biased. It's equal opportunity. What the hell? That was like a cigarette burn.
That was a cigarette burn.
All right, we're about to talk
cigarette burn.
Loki season 2. So if you have not seen it, please, we talk about spoilers and we don't want to ruin anything for you people.
Yes.
Go and watch it. But being that it's been over for a week now, maybe you have seen it. So join us for this conversation and rate the show. All right, Amanda. Season 2. We reviewed the first couple of episodes, right?
First 4, yeah. So we really just and the last 2 pretty pick up immediately.
The last 2, I will go ahead and say, saved this show or the entirety of the show, the whole thing. It was Jaggernaut, was that Wowzers Kapousers for the Glenn Powell pick there, buddy? Or yeah, I'm not judging. It's whatever. The last couple of episodes, they were so good. It felt like a different show, and it was the kind of show that I needed. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna let Amanda take over here.
That's the opposite of other shows that didn't stick the landing. Yes. So
you can skip season 1 film.
Yeah, wow.
That seriously wasn't that good. Oh, okay. My bad, Jaggernaut. My bad.
Okay, so yeah, basically, episode 5 picks up right after where episode 4, where it looks like all the branches are being destroyed, and this is where Loki realizes that he has not been affected by it, and his time slipping is back, and he time slips basically into one of the branches, and so these branches are where his friends are now in, like what I assume is their original places in time and space. And OB is like a science fiction writer who apparently can't get his books sold. Mobius works for a jet ski company and has a family. Hunter B15 is a doctor, and then the other guy who's there, and I always forget his name, he's a bank robber. Jason Nelson?
It was something like that.
Something like that. And of course, Sylvie is back in her McDonald's universe in like 1988. So
McDonald's universe.
Yes. So Loki has to bring them all back together, even though they don't have memories of what happened. But of course, because OB is a science fiction writer and he did write the TVA handbook, he's able to piece things together. And so Loki's trying to come up with a solution, right? And the last person he needs is Sylvie, and Sylvie doesn't want to help because she's like, I don't understand why we have to help them. They're back where they belong, and he who remains is gone. We should just let this all be. But she doesn't realize that all of time and space is pretty much like disintegrating. All these branches are burning up or, are being destroyed, right? So once she realizes that, because her own branch is about to be destroyed, she does find Loki and the rest of the gang. And this leads Loki to figure out how to control his time slipping. So what we find is Loki ends up back, he time slips back to near the end of episode 4, where Victor Timely is about to go out and put that temporal loom back together and get everything going again. And he's like, oh, I'm back. I can go back in time. I can fix this. And so he listens and overhears Obi. He asks him, what could we done differently? He's like, well, if we did it faster. So then he goes into a Groundhog Day effect where he keeps going back in time to make him go faster. And of course, so that means he skips all the introductions. He tells everyone, this is what you need to do. And everyone's like, how do you already know what to do? And so he tries all these different ways to basically fix the problem, which is getting Victor Timely to the temporal loom, installing the fail-safe and fixing everything. And he goes through all these different iterations. Then he goes and learns all of quantum physics over centuries.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And I love the comparison to Groundhog Day because I'm like, what? That is the perfect comparison. Like, I can't think of another movie that is. And it's weird, right? Because the movie's not even that old, and it's not that sci-fi. It's just an oddball movie from the 90s. But
it is like 30 years old. It's kind of old.
You know who was in that movie? Michael Shannon.
Wow.
A young Michael Shannon, because I was rewatching with my daughters. Lexington, Kentucky, baby. Kentucky represent. Fellow Kentucky.
But no, so Spencer, you're right. Centuries later. So basically, as he's trying to figure out how to fix the issue that they're running into, he ends up kind of at the beginning of episode 4, and where they're all kind of meeting for the first time, and he asks Obi about how he can learn everything he needs to learn very quickly about quantum physics so he could fix the device that they need to put into the temporal loop. And he's like, well, it could take decades, centuries. And that's when you get the centuries later. So he's pretty much has been going back in time over and over again, learning all he can in order to fix this device, to put in the temporal loop. And by the time he gets it, Victor is able, and I love how he's like, don't put it down. Remember I said, do not put it down. It'll roll off the side. I just love how
he kept repeating that.
Yeah, he's like, don't roll it off. He gets it in there and turns it and walks back, and it looks like everything is safe. But then it starts to overheat again and starts to prune all the branches, and Loki's confused. So he goes back, he finds himself going back to the end of time. So where Sylvie is about to kill he who must not be named. That's the wrong person.
Wrong franchise. Wrong franchise.
He who remains. And so then he does what he did before, which is he goes over and over again trying to stop Sylvie from killing he who remains, but he keeps failing. And to the point that all of a sudden, when he's about to try to stop her, all of time, it all freezes. And then he has an interesting conversation with he who remains, who has understood what's been happening this entire time, because he too knows how to control time slipping. He knows how to freeze time. He has become the master of time. And Loki is on his way to becoming the master of time himself. And so they have a really interesting conversation where he who remains reveals that the temporal loom was always a failsafe. So no matter what, it was always going to be made to protect the sacred timeline. So none of these other timelines could exist. This was always going to happen. There's nothing that Loki could do to fix it unless he kills Sylvie, right? To prevent her.
Dude, and I thought we were going to go back to old Loki, like the god of lies and god of mischief.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, man, we're going to go completely 180 on this character arc that he just had, which I would have liked just as equally. But where it went, I thought, oh, this is both a way to write off the actor and also the character from the story.
Send-off. Yeah, a nice complete arc for a character. I think a well-deserved arc.
Rivy, I hope you've been well. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Yeah. What is up, Robert Marquez from Phoenix? Yeah, and I want to hear your thoughts on the ending, just because to me, I thought it was a really good send-off for the character. But
yeah. So they're having this conversation, and it's clear that in the conversation too, Loki even admits he's like, we've had this conversation before. Like, so they're going back and forth. It's really interesting.
I love that Mobius is the one that notices every time he says again, or like this happened. What is he keeps saying, like,
you said that
last
before.
time. Before,
last time.
I remember in Mobius last time. I love that nice little touch.
And so after Loki figures out that the only way to really stop this is probably maybe to kill Sylvie, right? And they have an interesting conversation about the burden and glorious purpose. And we always know that in the beginning, Loki was burdened with this glorious purpose. That's been his tagline for a long time. That is the name of the episode. So he time slips back to when he first enters a TVA, and Mobius is about to show him his whole life right in front of his eyes. Scene. Oh, it's a great scene. He stops him and he's like, I know what you're going to do. And he kind of goes through it. So let's stop. He's like, tell me about like what you have to do. You know, who do you choose gets to live and who dies? So Mobius tells a really impactful story about a hunter we know is himself who was pruning, variants off the branches, and had to, until he crossed one who was an 8-year-old child who was going to kill a lot of people. But at the time, he's only an 8-year-old child playing with his friends. And this hunter could not do it. His partner could, which we find out is Renslayer, because that is in her nature, who also we have not seen since episode 4, right? We saw her get blasted with the right?
We do see her at the end of this.
We do see her at the end, but we haven't. We haven't seen her up to this point, but they do mention her in this conversation, and they have this talk about the burden of doing what you're supposed to do, making the right choices, and then Loki goes back to have a conversation with Sylvie about what the right thing is to do, right? And she, believes he's going to kill her and all that stuff, and then he comes back to to the present day of the present, to where they're about to go hit the temporal loop. And he stops everyone, and he actually, using his powers, because he is a god, he goes out into the temporal loop space. He all of a sudden like just transforms into super Loki with his big old horns. And
Dude, that outfit was so good. That was, I mean, he's had killer outfits in the past, and like Avengers 1. I mean, he had the big horns, but I really like the look. It almost had that Journey into Mystery, the Kieran Gillen arc, or that run.
Grab that.
Like
But
even the texture, like everything about it just gave me that vibe. It was so powerful, so good.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to step in, and then as he steps, as he's fighting against the spaghetti, it's beautiful imagery too in that episode.
Oh yeah, it was great. And the score, don't forget about the score, because I really think the music during that scene was really beautiful. But then, so as everything is disintegrating, he ends up he destroys the temporal loom and then grabs all the branches and starts to weave them together with his godlike powers. And as we see it start to form, and the image is behind us, but you can't really see it, he actually ends up forming what looks like is it Yggdrasil? Is that what the proper name is? Yeah, the life tree, which is an Asgardian thing, right? And he forms this tree. So
before that, did you catch the line where he's like, for all of us?
I didn't. Oh,
so he says that, right? And that's a throwback, because I really like that line, to the original Thor movie when it's Thor. He ends up breaking the Bifrost, the bridge, and then Loki's like, "I could have done it, Father, for all of us." I thought that was really cool. That was a take on that line.
That's great.
And bringing it back but it has a different meaning, right? Beautiful.
Yeah, it is much different, because now he's talking about his friends, the people he's become attached to, everyone
that he could have gotten rid of to save himself.
Exactly. Yeah, he could have saved himself, which is a Loki thing to do, but instead he has now become he is the guardian, right, of the timelines. He is now, for all in time and space, he is the one who controls it. He keeps everything together.
Well, I don't know if he controls it as much as he
keeps it together.
He's the god of stories now.
The god of stories, yes.
Which is
go ahead.
Very, very comic booky type of ending. And it's a great way to write off the character and the actor. They don't have to ever bring him back.
Yeah.
They can be like, oh, Loki's at the end of time, watching over everybody's stories and possibilities. And I like that. I think it's a good send-off to the character, because nobody knew Loki was alive anyway. It's not like his brother thought he was alive. Everybody thought he died at the beginning of Infinity War. According, our heroes. This is a different Loki from another timeline.
A lot of people. So after I watched it, I saw some people debating who had a better character arc, Tony Stark in his 10-year run, or Loki over the course of all the films he's been in. And that's interesting, because Loki, when you look at, he started off as the villain.
That's not a fair comparison, right?
Not a fair. He's had a lot.
One started off a hero, and the other one started off a major villain,
and became a hero, and then became selfless, where he's always been selfish. So it was a really good ending, not only just because it was a good send off for him, but also for his character. You actually are seeing his character grow over the course of all of Loki. And then, of course, prior to that, but we're seeing his character grow into the person that he could be. And, being the true God he was always meant to be, the true God that his father wanted him to be.
Well, he always wanted his own kingdom, right? Which in the end, that's what he ended up getting, was sitting on his throne.
Purpose. Yeah.
I feel like this season really built up his character more than the previous season. In the previous season, he was like all jittery and was like, what's happening? And then he did like a complete switch. Fell in love with his own self.
Yeah.
And in the end, it wasn't really not killing Sylvie that did it, right? It was the whole, I think it was Mobius more than anything. It was that beautiful bromance between him and Mobius, and the chemistry between them and the actors. Oh, I'm going to miss that. And I really hope rumors are true about Mobius, and is it the little time clock showing up in Deadpool 3? What's the little name? Miss Minute, yes.
Oh, that'd be amazing if they did.
That's the rumor going on right now.
Well, I could see Owen Wilson can play off of Ryan Reynolds. That would be fine. But yeah, so after we see this happen, we do get kind of like a, epilogue kind of thing. So the TVA is still running. They still know the truth of like, who He Who Remains is, everything like that. But now they're kind of trying to keep track of all the Kang variants. And they do mention the one on the adjacent realm to 616, which would be the quantum realm. But they said they took care of that. And I was like,
I did not like
there's
that.
our one and only time we're going to hear about Ant-Man 3 ever again.
Well,
right
I did not like the fact that we took care of that. That was, to me, like, it felt like it was post-production.
Probably.
This is how we're going to get rid of Kang. Because if rumors are true, if the inside rumors are true that there is no more Kang Dynasty, they're doing away with that.
Yeah.
Because we knew they got rid of the writer, right? Like, there's been all this inside rumors, things that have been going on. The
director's left. The director walked off the project.
Yeah.
That was the big thing today. Cretton, I think, who was Shang-Chi's director, is no longer on the project. And they said nothing to do with has nothing to do with.
Yeah, I'm curious. And anyway, those are just rumors right now that I've heard. Nothing is solid. Just like the rumors of multitude of madness, right? Remember how all the rumors were like, oh, the Fantastic Four are going to show up. It's going to be the Infinity or the Illuminati. It's going to be Deadpool showing up. Rumors are rumors until you watch the movie and you see what actually happens. And honestly, that's what a lot of disappointment came from in Doctor Strange Mom, was people hyped up that movie so much with Deadpool wasn't in there. I was expecting Deadpool. Multiverse of Madness. Thank you so much, Kane. What did I call it? We did get
Multitude of Madness. Multitude sounds about right. I don't think it necessarily does away with the idea of Kang. It can, but they're still hunting.
But it totally can, though.
But they can. But they still say there's other variants, and they're still keeping track of them. But in this whole thing, so now they have a council. Hunter B-15 is on it, and OB's back where he belongs, and then Mobius decides to kind of take a sabbatical and go see what they've been.
I like that ending. I like that ending for him.
Yes. So he goes back to where, Loki found his character in episode 5, the character who has this jet ski store
and the
kids. And as he's there, him and Sylvie have a really interesting conversation, and they're, wondering about Loki. And then we get this really nice ending of just like Loki inside I'm going to call it Yggdrasil because I guess.
Yggdrasil, yeah. Is he talking about Taylor Swift?
Oh yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Now That We Don't Talk is a great track.
Man, why did you ask that question? We were doing so what? Hey, Amanda.
Sorry. What?
Look at the screen. Stay on top.
I know.
Stay on target.
So
stay on target. Amanda. Stay on target. Okay.
I mean, she's hot too. And when they are in that rom-com together, that too much hotness.
Target.
Too much hotness. Okay, too much hotness.
Okay.
So we get this beautiful ending of seeing Loki, I would say in a sense of like peace, right? In the center of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil? How do you say it?
I've always said it Yggdrasil because I played this game on the Nintendo in the 80s called Fexanadu, but I'm also notorious for mispronouncing everything.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about Renslayer. So we also see Renslayer.
Yeah, we do see her. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. That
she wakes up to the void,
which means that there is a chance that you may see her again if they go back to that particular story.
Is it Alioth, the void monster that eats everything up? So we'll see what happens. Oh, and they bring back Miss Minutes, and hopefully she won't be evil this time. So that was another thing I forgot.
That was funny the way he was rebuilding her. They were like, "She's not gonna be evil this time, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so." Something like that.
She became sentient herself. So, but yeah, so that is Loki season 2 in a nutshell. There's no end credits or anything like that.
No, there's no mid credit scene. There's not. You will see Kang again in Avengers Dynasty, Kang Dynasty, or you will see Loki again, and nothing.
Oh, Yggdrasil. That's what it is, Kane. Thank you. That makes more sense. Where is it?
What?
Yggdrasil. Yep, Yggdrasil.
Okay, well, apparently we got a Norse expert here. I'm just going to assume that everybody pronounces it better than me. So
Like Idris Elba?
Kang
Okay.
can basically be
with
like. Did you say Idris Elba?
God, never mind. Yes.
I just said Idris Elba.
I'm gonna remember it now.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
What worked for you this season? What did not work for you? And then we'll talk about you sounded like an expert there.
Not pretty expert. Like
Sounded
that's
pretty
good
expert.
for me.
I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah. So what worked for me? Obviously, I think this season the overall characterization and growth for Loki, I think, was fantastic. And
I agree.
just building some of the different characters, like we got to see a little bit more of Mobius's character grow. He wasn't just, Loki's right man. You get to see this inner conflict of him, like, I like things the way they were. Why can't we go back? But then by the end, he does go and explore what could have been, right? What is out there on the branches of time. And we also get to see like pretty much the play out of, it's pretty much an extended like big one season, right? Because everything that happens this season is a direct reflection of what happened right at the end of last season.
It is, but I feel like they had a different creative team in this season. Last season seemed like a lot of goofiness, a lot of like slapstick, and there were some moments in the last season that I enjoyed, like OG Loki. That was really cool. I don't care about Crocodile Loki. I don't care about Kid Loki, even though I really like the comic book version of Kid Loki. It just seemed like that season really went nowhere, and we got Kang out of that.
Yeah.
This season actually seemed like it was more character driven than
100%.
like plot driven.
Yeah.
And
really
I ended up enjoying that more. And Hiddleston was so good in that. So good in the season. And I've always thought he was a good actor, but in this season, for some reason, he just really stood out. Killed it.
Yeah. He really did. I mean, when you see him in this season, there's a reason why he was cast. There's a reason why people fell in love with him from the start. You could see it when you watch this season for sure. He is just really has taken this role on and made it his own. But I mean, obviously the chemistry between him and Owen Wilson's character Mobius is fantastic. You don't get a lot of those good bromances, and they really were great in that. I liked a lot of the music in it, especially the ending. And special effects were okay at sometimes, but I think overall it really was the characters for me, and then where the story went, right? Because I remember we talked about episodes 1 through 4, and I felt like episode 2 and 3, there was kind of this like, okay, where are we going with this? And it kind of dragged a little bit, but I think it did a really good job paying off what the story was supposed to be about, right? By the end of it, I could see the payoff.
Yeah,
I was here for it. I was sold on it. So
it was definitely a slow build-up. I wasn't digging those first 4 episodes.
Yeah, I remember.
I just think they got repetitive. And it's ironic, right, that episode 5 was nothing but repetitive of him going back and back and back. But it worked. I don't know what. And maybe it's just something about, maybe it was a little bit of a slog to sit through all 3 episodes instead of just 1 a week.
Yeah.
But I ended up enjoying the last one, man. And Ouroboros, that guy, love that he's back acting again. That guy's got a beautiful story. Goonies, and of course Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And now he's got an Oscar, and he's on these Marvel shows. It's great. I love that. I love a good comeback story. Last 2 episodes really, I think they saved the season. I wasn't the biggest fan of, I didn't like season 1 that much. Season 2 started off about the same, but then it started getting better. So I really enjoyed the last 2, and the overall season as a whole, I enjoyed. And it's one of those things that, we've talked about here whenever we were reviewing the Marvels, about the superhero fatigue and all that stuff that people go through, or you don't know. It seems like, God bless everybody and their mother on YouTube is like, I was just texting you about this. This is what's wrong with Marvel, with the MCU. Yeah. This is how I would fix the MCU. Everybody's got answers, but we really don't know. There's so many variables at play that it's nice to have a show like this, at least to me, to remind me why I still enjoy these things. Not to write them off like, oh, MCU's dead, whatever, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done with MCU Disney Plus shows. I'm done with all the movies. although sometimes I do feel like that when walking out of a movie or watching the ending of a TV show. I always said let them focus more on those one shots like the Werewolf by Night. That thing was perfection.
Oh,
Like
it
if
was
we can
perfect.
have one of those a year, or maybe do less shows and do like those kind of one-offs a
Yeah.
year or a couple of one-offs a year, oh, that would be great. But I
Or
get it,
even
you know.
like a shorter, like just a special, like the Hawkeye Christmas, where it's very short, but it's like centered around a concept, right? But again, all these things are very character driven, and I think that's what makes Loki like. Yes, the multiverse was there. Yes, there is a Kang there, but at
Well,
the heart of the story is the focus of Loki's characterization, which we were missing in a lot of things. Like the
mhm.
Marvels is a good example of that. It was just about to get us to the next step. It's like, oh, wait till you get to the end and see where we're going. Not, oh, let's explore the fact that Miss Marvel is having to reckon with the fact that the hero that she's always looked up to lets people die because that's what heroes do. How do we reconcile that? Like, let's explore this more. They never explore any deeper than a quick conversation. And that's where this is different, right? This really focuses on the character. We still get a multiverse story. And I think that's why by the end, this one worked really well.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, Loki as a TV show was great, right? Like
Yes.
my issue with Loki is that you could take any character. This is what I said before,
Yes.
and where I am now, though, is a little bit different. You could take any character from the MCU and replace Loki with them, and it would still be a show about. Because if you think about it, the show is really about the multiverse and the TVA, right?
Sure.
It could be a variant of any character. It could have been a variant of Hawkeye. It could have been a variant of Black Widow, and they were the ones that had to fix all of this. But it made sense by the time you got to the end when you find out that he is the god of stories, that it had to be Loki the whole
It had to
time.
be Loki the whole
So I
time. Yes.
appreciated that as a comic book reader. I was like, all right, you bastards. You won me back.
His glorious
You won me
purpose.
back. You got me. You
It
got
had
me
to
with
be
that
him.
one.
There was no one else who could do this role. Yeah, that was
That was good.
So at the end of the day, there couldn't be anyone else because Black Widow cannot sit in the center of that.
Well,
show.
yeah, right. Even though she sacrificed herself,
she did sacrifice herself. Yes, but still, you're right.
So yeah, while I had issues with some things, you know, a lot of it did work, and this season I think worked better than the previous one. And what would you give this out of 10, Amanda?
Well, there's two. Oh, I was going to mention two other things. That the only two things with character, I felt like this season Sylvie played more of a back. Like she didn't get a ton of characterization in the first season. I felt like she was still just kind of there for the story, and there wasn't much more characterization for Sylvie. And then Renslayer, and I don't know if they plan on doing more with Renslayer. I mean, she could end up with, was it Ramatot? Is that another version of Kang? I don't know. Ramatet? Anyway, so there's the two characters.
Ramatot. Okay, I was like
Ramatot. Yeah,
I thought you talking about the big creature at the end that showed up.
Who knows? These are the pyramids, right? So you're like, I know they're in the void, but man, you never know. So there are two characters. Like I feel like they were trying to go somewhere with them that they, for the sake of time, they kind of didn't go anywhere with them. So that was it. But overall, I think I would give this whole season probably 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, the first couple of episodes were kind of slow for me. I wasn't really sure where they were going, but it won me over in the end. So
I like that. 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
that was a fun series. A little bit of slowdowns from here and there, but still, you know, overall, I really enjoyed where it ended up going. I was happy with the ending. And honestly, for me, these kind of shows really depend on that ending and if it sticks to the landing, right? Like to me, like that's what made WandaVision great. I thought WandaVision was great because it was such a unique series, and then the ending, it stuck to the landing. That was good. So 8 out of 10.
That's what made me disappointed in Moon Knight, because they had that really great penultimate episode. I was like, oh, this is a great episode. But then they couldn't stick the landing. What was that last episode of Moon Knight? They rushed it.
And that's the seasons. If I had to say, like the last couple of episodes, these are like 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
They're great. They were great.
100%.
Loved it.
Yeah.
That finale, man, I was almost sad to see him go. He's not even my favorite character. And I'm like, oh, we're never going to see Loki again. We're never going to see Tom Hiddleston. That sucks. But overall, this season, 8 out of 10. Solid season. I definitely think, you know, I hope people aren't just, after seeing Secret Invasion and all these other movies like Love and Thunder or whatever turned you off from the MCU, hope you're not just giving up on it completely. There's still a lot of great stuff, just like comics, right? Like comics, people have always told me, and Larry, my buddy Larry, that comics are dying.
It actually
all my life.
The finale had record-breaking viewership numbers on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus?
I thought I had heard that they actually had good numbers for Loki season 2. Yeah,
good.
So
I don't even know how they get their numbers. 1989.
I don't.
You silly bastard. What
1989 is my favorite album, Cycle Cleveland. So I was really excited when this one came out.
Oh no, dude! It's all about folklore. I've listened to that damn thing like 6 or 7 times, man. But to be fair, I'm also a fan of folk music. Don't get better to me than John Denver, baby. Hi again. Thank you for the super chat, Lenny Laserdisc. Hi again, Amanda and Omar. Can't wait to check out season 2 of Loki. Just want to show a little support. Had a rough day. Just wanted to show my appreciation to both of you. Are the best. Oh, dude, I hope it's getting better. I hope it's getting better, brother.
I hate to
10 Sylvies out of 10. Sylvie. Oh, I like that. Folklore is great. Thank you. That's what I thought.
I did not know.
I didn't know there were so many Taylor Swift fans in the chat. That's great.
Oh, my sister loves Speak Now, William Lee, and she was very, very disappointed. She did not like Taylor's version. I do, because one of these, she has a Fall Out Boy featured on Electric Touch. So I was very excited about that.
God, I can't believe I live in a world where I actually understand all this. As much as I enjoyed Moon Knight, I feel like the series could have benefited from a couple of additional episodes.
True, Kate.
Yeah, it could have. If we could just gone the route that they thought or they wanted you to
think they were going. Yes.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it.
I'm just saying that we think that was supposed to go.
There was one specific episode that changed a lot of things. Jack Ferry, unpopular opinion, Loki is way better than Andor. I don't know, dude. And Andor was like, Andor to me was the best Star Wars it's been in a long time, brother. But I'm glad that you enjoyed Loki more.
Yeah.
I get it. Omar, new Disney Plus series idea. Miss Fix It, Peter David. Oh, Peter David can scrap that. Oh my gosh, absolutely he could. Exile with a 10 out of 10 song, but Mike, and what the hell are you rating, dude? Are you? I love this guy. I don't know anything about these Marvel shows, but the first episode of Curse was anger. The curse of what? I saw Taylor Swift has informed all Swifties that it's almost time to shed their physical form.
Right.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Moon Knight was the biggest MCU letdown. I think Secret Invasion was for me, because whenever you have, look, like Samuel L. Jackson can save a lot, right? But he couldn't save that show. Moon Knight was up there. Secret Invasion was the worst. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was rough. It was very disappointing.
Moon Knight's movie potential, in my opinion, more so than series, but I did enjoy the series, even though it was a little tiny bit rushed.
It was rushed.
Emma Stone. Okay, who are we talking about? I need to watch one episode. Oh, The Curse. Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder. Thank you for that.
Oh, I love Emma Stone. She's that weird movie coming out where she looks all plain and.
Which one's Emma Stone? Is she the young lady from Harry Potter?
No, she's Andrew Garfield's ex-girlfriend, Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she's cute. She's a cutie.
Yeah, I figured you know it from that.
Yeah, that's where I know her from. Love and Thunder for you. Well, Love and Thunder wasn't a TV show. And I would love to go back and see. I have only seen Love and Thunder once. I've had to watch Thor 2 twice because of this show. Watched it once when it came out and twice. And I'll be honest, I don't know what's worse, Thor 2 or Love and Thunder. I still think Thor 2. I think Thor Love and Thunder was a bigger disappointment because I liked Ragnarok so much. Thought Ragnarok was a great movie. So immediately I went into Thor Love and Thunder expecting an amazing adaptation of an already powerful story because I had faith in the director. But what I got was goofiness, man. And I think the disappointment it might have clouded my thinking and how I rated it. I know I rated it low, but maybe I don't know. Now I have to rewatch those.
For me, I will choose Dark World over that simply because Loki's in it, and I really feel like
Dark World was awful.
I just it has Loki in it, and then that's all I needed. So
Emma
maybe
Stone is the top Emma. Really? What about Emma Frost?
Well, real Emmas are like
I don't give a shit now. Emma Stone is the top Emma. Okay, go ahead, Amanda. Who's your top Emma? Emma Thompson. Oh, Emma
Thompson actually would be it'd be Emma Thompson.
I
Emma
really
Stone,
like
Emma
Emma Thompson,
Roberts.
especially in Love Actually. She's phenomenal in that, and
which we will probably watch this December.
She was the what? Hold on, we'll go back to that. She was the voice of God too in that HBO short. It was what was it? Anyway, I like Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Who's another Emma that I like? Watson.
Emma Watson's great. Oh, she's up there.
Yeah, who's your favorite Emma? Amanda.
I was gonna say Emma Thompson, but I mean, I guess I'll go with Emma Stone. So I'm not like following Omar.
No, you can choose.
I mean, Emma Watson doesn't really act anymore, and I was not a fan of her Belle. So yeah, I would go with Emma Stone. She never lets me down. She was even good in Cruella, which even if it was a reboot remake, I don't even know what it was. She was still pretty decent in it. So we'll go with that.
Okay. There's got to be a website for like famous Emmas.
Yeah, Emma Roberts. We just talked about.
Emma Caulfield. Emma Caulfield, right?
Yeah.
Buffy. I liked her in Buffy. Emma Johnson.
Too.
Emma Willis. Who is Emma Willis? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole of like. No, I don't need to do that. Okay. Thank you. Angels in America. Phenomenal miniseries based on the play, right? Unpopular opinion. I like Secret Invasion more than Love and Thunder.
You are coming in with hot takes.
Well, I mean, we did give. I bet James can tell us. I think we gave Secret Invasion a lower rating than Love and Thunder. James.
Yeah.
What did we give?
Hit us with
Secret Invasion compared to Love and Thunder. And he's also saying go to ranker.com. Famous people
God.
named Emma. I knew my dude was on it. My dude was on it. Emma Watson, top Emma. Emma Watson,
really out of this.
That's Emma. Cast your spells on me, baby. Because she's Hermione. I was like, Belle?
Yeah,
okay, I didn't know where that was going. Emma Peel. Oh, Emma Peel, though. That's a good one, too. Phil Owens, Emma Stone, and Birdman. Man, this conversation's gotten really interesting. Hey, Amanda, is this then Leo? I know I mentioned in the chat, but have you heard that Netflix canceled Shadow and Bone? This is our buddy Leo, right?
Yes, Leo, I did. It's funny because Leia Bardugo, which is the author of the series, the Shadow and Bone series, she posted on her Instagram that they canceled it. They're not doing it. And as well as the Crows as well. It's the Six Crows? Which is a separate series, but it's based off the same world, Grisham-verse or whatever. Grishna-verse. And I sent it to my sister, and at the same time, she sent me the exact same Instagram post, one right after the other. We both sent it like, oh my God, did you see this? So I wasn't a fan of the first season, but I also don't like the lead character in the Shadow and Bone series. She's she's an annoying main character to me. I prefer every other character in the book franchise and not her. So it's hard. That wasn't one of my favorite book series. So I'm not like completely. My sister loved it, but I'm not.
Leo, like our Leo? Is that?
I don't know what other Leo could be. I mean, Leo McDonald. Hey, Kingsport Cal.
Kingsport Cal. Who's your favorite Emma? Who's top Emma? I went with Emma Thompson, lady and wonderful actress. Amanda went with Emma Stone or Watson?
Emma Stone.
A lot of the chat has been going with Emma Stone. That's a big surprise. Wait, where did Larry choose? Larry, who'd you choose?
Did she win it? Did she win an Academy Award for La La
Land?
I thought she did, or was she just nominated? I know it won a lot of awards.
Let's see here. Emma Stone.
She did win Best Actress. Yes. So
it is our buddy Leo. Leo, where the hell you been, man? Emma Watts now. Hey, now, man. Emma Watts. Okay. Now that's a different Emma. Nobody's chosen that Emma. No, no one has. It's a new one. Yeah, I'm curious who Larry went with. He likes his women a little classy.
Like at Emma Thompson, she's a pretty classy lady.
That's why I went with Emma Thompson, man. Omar is correct. That's right, baby. Well, to be fair, she is ever so witty, Gwen Stacy. Oh, that is. She's got a cute voice too. Emma Stone's got that cute voice.
Oh yeah, there's like, and she's so like I love how Eminem is the great. Wait a minute, and she's so fast, like Easy A, like she does comedy so well.
Oh yeah, she's good. She's good.
I mean, she was even good as Superbad. God, I really do love Emma Stone. I've seen so many.
I mentioned Emma Caulfield. I didn't. I mentioned her. Emma Stone. Wow, you too, Larry. Okay, damn. I may change my vote then. Larry's going with Emma Stone.
Exactly. I'm trying to see other ones. I mean, Emma Roberts, Emma Mackey. I know who she is.
I love that this review of Loki just went.
I know we haven't even talked about the Kang rumors or the What If trailer.
All right, let's bring them on. What do you want to talk about now? Rings of Power.
Oh, wait, hold on. James said we gave Secret Invasion season 1. I gave it a 5. You gave it a 5. We rated Love and Thunder higher. So I guess
I told you we rated it higher because I said there was some good things in it, but it was still not a good movie.
No, it wasn't a good movie, but I guess
I really think Secret Invasion was worse than Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And
he's also giving us our She-Hulk if we wanted to know.
We don't ever need to see that again.
Oh God, here's our Ant-Man.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like, Ant-Man has been shitty for me since the first one. I've never liked Ant-Man, and they get equally just as bad. But Emma Stone is Kang.
There we go.
We did talk a little bit about Madam Web at the beginning. If you want to go back to the beginning and watch our conversation. I was on your chat when you reviewed Oppenheimer and the season 2 of Loki. Well, Leo, you used to be here all the time, so we missed you, buddy. People have been asking about you. And I've answered your Q&A so many times. Forget all the Emmas. Oh, okay. We moved on.
Isla Fisher.
All right, so what's Kane wants to know what's the news about Kang? Is Dr. Doom giving him the metal boot?
No. All right. So the biggest rumor is Destin Daniel Cretton, who was the director of Shang-Chi. He was set to be the director for Avengers King Dynasty, but he is now departed the film. Apparently it was amicable. It was not connected in any way to Jonathan Majors' assault charges, and the trial's about to go on. So now there's rumors that they may either do away with the film, they might change it up, and I think those are the biggest, especially like with things are failing to impress the box office. But Loki producer Kevin Wright had recently dismissed the speculations of Kang being like replaced. So I don't know. I mean, they've left the door open with Loki that if we didn't want to have Kang, we didn't have to have Kang, right? We could go in a different direction.
But why? I just don't know why having Loki at the end omits Kang from anything else whenever we're talking about a multiverse and we're talking about variants. Guess what? I fell asleep watching Oppenheimer and I have no plans on finishing. I know how it ends. It's a powerful movie, man. I really did enjoy it. Sorry you didn't. This potential news is upsetting to me as Kang fandom is legendary.
They could just recast him too.
It breaks my heart too. So here's the thing, like, is it an issue with the actor or is it an issue with the story? Like, are they thinking, oh, damn, we made a mistake? Because they did make a mistake putting Kang in the Ant-Man and Wasp.
Never should have done that. Nope.
And not build him up. He got beat up. Dude, I remember in my review, I said he got taken down by ants. Ants. Yeah, not Ant-Man. Ants.
And he's dressed as the King the Conqueror, right? So
I was like, how do you go from snap, there goes half the universe, to that dude done got beat up by ants? Like, you can't respect the man that got beat up by ants. No offense to the dude that died in the Crystal Skull movie. But, like, it just doesn't happen. You can't go from Thanos to that. That's so stupid.
No, you're right. I mean, it could be a combination of both, where after the reception of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, and let's face it, while Victor Timely,
Yeah, they were quantum ants. I'm sorry, they were my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So
Normal
while
ants.
so while he was present in Loki,
wait.
What?
This is true. Florence Pugh is top Florence. Sorry, Miss Knight. Back. I had to stop the chat to point that out.
Stop everything.
Michael Cleveland does not lie. That is so true. Carry on, Amanda. Let's talk about Kang news. I'm gonna change the banner.
No, I was just saying. So, they could be a combination of they saw what happened with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. The reception was not great, and Loki season 2, while it has Kang variants, it wasn't even about them. Like Victor Timely was
just got killed off quick.
Yeah, he kept getting killed off. It wasn't about him. So it could be they realized that maybe Kang's not the direction they want to go, or it could be the actor, and they could still keep Kang. And if we just don't know what the trial's going to be and what the outcome is going to be. But I imagine if it's not great, they're clearly not going to want to, because they don't know what's going to happen. They may not want to keep him as.
It's not like they put themselves in a corner by talking about introducing the idea of variants.
Yes.
Right. We've already introduced them. We know different actors have portrayed Loki at different ages. We've had a goddamn alligator portray Loki. Or was it a crocodile? I don't want to get canceled.
It was alligator Loki.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like they could just recast Majors and put in somebody else as Kang the Conqueror, right?
Yeah,
he's too good of a character. Now, that is if Majors is the problem. But if the problem is like, holy crap, the stories we've come up with have sucked. I thought we fixed that with the firing, or I assume they let go of the writing team of Kang Dynasty, right? Because wasn't it supposed to be the same writer as the Quantumania story?
I believe so. But at the same time, let's see, rumors are Yeah, so screenwriter Jeff Loveness was originally set to work on Kang Dynasty, is no longer affiliated. And they think they're shifting away. Because so the problem is that where else would it be with the additional movies that are coming out before Kang Dynasty, right? Because the idea of the Marvel MCU is that everything kind of ties together.
We know that's fine, but tied together by like
what?
I mean, look at how the first few movies tied together. It was freaking Nick Fury going, "Have you heard about the Avengers Initiative?" That's it. You don't have to have Kang in any of these movies.
No, you don't. And it seems like everyone's creating their own multiverse.
I mean, dude, enough of the multiverse, though. I think that okay, there's a lot of problems. It might be the beer talking. But there are a lot of problems going on with the MCU right now. And I feel like when you've got, and I texted you this, when you've got Oscar winners that their whole plots are nothing but the multiverse, who the heck is going to care about the MCU multiverse that is, that's easily forgotten? And I mean, it sucks because I was excited for it at one time, but it seems like everybody has done it now, including DC with Flashpoint. Independent A24.
They have their own multiverse.
Have their own multiverse movie that has won a freaking Oscar. So now it's like, holy crap. Maybe we shouldn't focus on multiverse. We hyped it up so much that, and of course, a lot of delays happen too, right?
Unless they went the direction of Hickman's incursions, which we've seen hints of incursions, right? Of other universes plunging up or, emerging upon others, right? That was going on.
Yeah, that was in the Doctor Strange movie.
Doctor Strange, even with all the other people coming in from like No Way Home, and then of course the end of the Marvel.
Right there, what Bloss is saying is actually the way they should just ignore the multiverse. Let's go back to freaking time travel, because that's who Kang was to begin with. Yeah,
it wasn't about. But then how we get Secret Wars?
I did like the Flash. I'm just saying, even DC has done it with the Flash.
Did he like the Flash?
Did I liked it more than you? I think I gave it out of 8 out of 10.
I gave it 7.
Omar loved Morbius more than no, that's a goddamn lie right there. I didn't know
that movie.
James, what did we give Morbius, James? Everything Everywhere All at Once was the best multiverse film, right? Whenever you have that and it won an Oscar, right? Whenever you have Spider-Verse and it won an Oscar, it's like
Spider-Verse. They were really.
what's the point of
Yeah,
doing
let's
this?
make it
Let's take a
funny.
step back, and maybe that's why they're stepping away from Kang. At this point, what's up, Cyclops is better than Wolverine?
Yeah,
You know I
hey,
hate
hold
saying
on.
that man's name. Would have to pay me to watch their movies. You're not,
Take for
you weren't
luck.
excited about El Muerto, man? Except for
Bad Bunny's not
Anthem.
in anymore, so it's
It
not
was
worth
time
it.
travel. Too soon to go back to that as well. Then, yeah, then
Yeah.
did
And
you go
Loki
back
had a
to
little bit of time travel, right? He kept going back in time.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you could still do it doesn't have to be a ton of multiverses. It's not,
I gave Morbius way too much credit. I gave it a 3 out of 10.
I gave it a 4. I gave it way too much credit. Look at me. I almost gave it a 5.
I did not
Was
give
it just
Morbius.
because of Matt Smith? It was just because of Matt Smith,
was
right? Because that was the only reason I would give it anything. Is because
I think having a compelling story and character development goes a long way with these movies. And I'm not sitting here like how to fix the MCU. I don't run this business. I run my channel and that's it. And I don't think there is an answer yet. But I think they've definitely lost an interest of people that were once so everything was MCU. No matter what, they couldn't miss it. They were talking about it, right? Now it seems like it's kind of slowed down a little bit.
And that's because there's too much out there. It's been saturating the market.
Since when
And
did you get Rogue on your podcast? I've been gone. You have been gone a while, man. Amanda got grays in her front hair.
Yeah, look at me.
No,
that's gray.
I did. You didn't catch that joke.
Gray blonde.
You look good. You look good. Other than Edge of Spider-Verse and What If, I don't think they've done multiverse very well.
Spider-Verse isn't even really their movie. It's a Sony movie. It's not even MCU. So
okay,
great.
Giving Morbius 2 extra points for Matt Smith is exclusive. I'm learning so much about Psycho Cleveland tonight.
So
I gave you top Florence over Nightingale. I get it. I'm with Psycho Cleveland.
And you're right. You're right. They could still. I am going rogue. They could still just tell good stories, but not focus on what's next. And I think they went a little overboard. They became known as the end credits. You know, always doing the end credits, always doing the mid credits, always teasing something.
But that's not really a studio problem though. That was more of us, right? Because at one time, I mean, I don't blame studios. Studios they're a machine. You know, studios are there not for the artsy parts, but to make money, right? So if people are buying tickets to go see Ant-Man 2, which is nothing but a rehash of Ant-Man 1, then you're going to go ahead and greenlight Ant-Man 3 and make it just as crappy, if not crappier. I mean, dude, I will always say the death of the American cinema to me was Transformers 2. I was like, I'm out. This is crazy. Y'all are nuts, man. People went to go see Transformers 2. Dude, that was the #1 movie for 2 weeks. Transformers 2.
I know. I went to go see it because of Shia LaBeouf.
You were part of the problem. I went to see it too, but you know what I'm saying? It's like,
and the soundtrack
how is
was
this
really
movie
good.
#1? Okay, no, it was not. Is that the one with Linkin Park? No, Linkin Park was in the first one.
I don't know. I just remember being good. Or was it Transformers, the first Transformers?
The first Transformers had Linkin Park. Hey, what the hell are we talking about? I had a point. My point was, you can't really fault the studios that much if all they are is a machine that makes money. And if dumb people, I'm pointing at us, go and see these movies and are like, oh, I'm going to see no matter what. You know, Ant-Man 2, man, that had a lot of good things in it. It was not a good movie, and people still went to go see it. So long before people were bitching about Ant-Man and Wasp and Love and Thunder, I was like, oh, man, this is not a good sign with Ant-Man 2. I'm like, and Love and Thor 2, Dark World. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Iron Man 2 and 3. But I was thinking, man, they're not even trying anymore with these scripts. They're just kind of they know people will go and watch their movies. And
they didn't know that by Dark World. By Dark World, it was still up in the air. That was definitely a misfire because
it did well in the box office.
Well, of course it did, but it wasn't it was once we get to for you, it was Ant-Man and the Wasp, but that's where they're not even trying anymore because they all know it's going to lead up to Endgame.
Oh, Ant-Man 2 was the one that I was like, they ain't even tried anymore.
Yes.
And no matter what, though, I think people are always going to find something good about these movies, right? Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that Psycho Cleveland or Jack or Leo aren't going to like the same thing. But it feels like now people are complaining about the same things
They are
in unison. And now it's up to the studio to go, wait a minute, they're not watching all our movies. What are we going to do? Exactly. So it is going to be a really interesting time to see what happens next. How it's almost like doing not quality control, but like going back and rewriting scripts and canceling projects, which
is what they're going to do. I mean, so we have next Echo comes out in January. What If is December 22nd, and Echo's dropping all at once. What If apparently is coming out.
Are we going to talk about What If right now?
Well, I was going to say, it starts on December 22nd. It's 9 episodes, and every episode will be released every day leading up to New Year's. So we'll be able to review that like after the New Year. We can just do a quick review.
Wait. I thought it started like on one of the main people decided to quit the MCU. Leo!
December 22nd.
Oh, really? Okay. Omar, Amanda, will either you be catching Napoleon next weekend or just going to wait for the 4-hour to drop on Apple TV? See, that's the problem. That's another big problem is streaming services. Yep. I've heard so many of my friends and my family say, I'll just wait till it comes out on streaming. That's going to kill the box office. That's going to kill the box office. And I'm not, and it's what we talked about on the show before many times. Like the whole trickle down, right? Like you start doing that, then there goes big budget films. There goes things like Dune. So
and they cannot be making money off these streaming services. I mean,
I don't understand how. Why don't you just wait?
The problem is they all went all in, but no one ever sees Netflix bottom line. We don't know what Netflix because they're not public. So we don't know we know what Disney has because they're a publicly traded company. So they're losing. They just posted they lost $380 million with Disney Plus. Not that bad because
that's crazy.
Increased a little bit of viewership or subscribers, and they did increase their prices. But that's the only reason. And they added ads. So they did add ads because we have the ad based right now. But no one knows how Netflix is doing. They could be hemorrhaging money for all we know. But they just keep plugging stuff out. But yeah, I just don't know what they're doing. They also have ads too, don't they now? Netflix?
Yeah, they have a service, or one of their bottom tier services is ads.
Yeah.
Is Kang Dynasty dead? I don't know. I mean, until it's official, I think rumors are just rumors right now. Like there's the rumor of Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards. Which is such an interesting rumor because it's like, why? Okay. And there's so many people that have already taken it to heart, like, oh, this is happening. I'm like, why in the hell would they announce it this way instead of like the MCU has always done these big like spotlights on reveals, right? Yeah. Every San Diego Comic-Con and then D23, they're like, these are movies. This is the timeline. Here's the cast of what's it called. And then even Blade, right? Remember when Blade, like, here's our Blade. And you're like, oh my God, it's Mahershala Ali, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. And now that movie is.
And how long will he stay on until he's like, you know what? I just can't do this anymore.
Did I hear recently they made a live action movie? But yes, The Killer has been made on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know how good it holds.
I heard it was good. It's on Netflix. Michael Fassbender. I'm going to check it out probably this weekend.
As a history guy, I have to wait for Napoleon 4-hour cut. I don't want to see another edited Ridley Scott movie. Believe it or not,
Alexander too.
I don't know if he did that or not.
Okay, I don't remember who did Alexander.
The only Ridley Scott movie I will not watch a director's cut is Alien. Aliens. I love the director's cut of Aliens. Director cut of Alien. I don't know. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Omar, what is your solution to this problem? I don't have a solution, man. I'm not the dude to watch on YouTube that has solutions.
Omar just went through.
I don't even tell people what books. I was like, I don't even tell people what books to buy, man. I tell you what, everybody on YouTube, it's the same thing that happened. I remember when DC was failing. Like you had every fucking YouTuber going, "This is how I'm gonna fix DC. This is how you fix DC Comics." Nobody really knows. We've never been in that job. We've never had this, that amount of power and that amount of love
and shareholders.
Right. And you have to answer to shareholders, and then people turn on you. It's just, it's just really not one solution. Netflix, no space tier has their ads. That's what I thought they introduced.
for the Marvel, now that their VFX artists have unionized, etc., it would be in their best interest to maybe pare back how much content they're putting out. Like, get the story right, pay your VFX artists, give them the time they need to complete their projects, and then, oh my god, that Avengers the cross.
I love Avengers the Crossing. I'm like the only person. Nolan did Oppenheimer right. Made sure he would get a long theatrical window. It was in theaters for months. It's finally coming out on Blu-ray next week, not a streaming service. Exactly. But look at like Mission Impossible, right? Like Mission Impossible was on Paramount within like a month and a half. It's like 45 days. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous,
and
man.
Most of them are like that, yeah. Because once it was Universal who started it during the pandemic, Universal made the agreement with the theaters, and then everyone just started following suit from there. Because everyone thought we have to do this but then they didn't realize the repercussions, I guess.
Yeah. The solution to the problem is easy. Support what brings you joy. I'm watching this instead of others since this spring. Oh, thank you, Josh. You're so sweet. Moore's Mr. Fantastic. I think I'd rather be the Thing at this point.
Oh, you're right. That's exactly. I told Omar this exact thing when I'm part of these YouTubers. I said, funny enough, Dan just put out a video of how he.
I'm serious. Every YouTuber that I'm sure makes videos on just movies, just like every comic book YouTuber, when the whole DC thing was, they'll put it. This is how I would run DC. This is how I would fix Marvel. But there is no easy answer. We've never had. We're people that make videos on YouTube. We don't have the answers. This isn't a multi-billion-dollar company.
I barely have the answers to my real job.
Barely have answers. Omar, did you announce this book? Hell, dude, I can't remember. Did I announce that already? The director's cut of Alien is definitely yes. See, that's the way that it feels. Aliens, though, man. Aliens. Oh my god. That you can ask my daughters. That is the only way we watch Aliens in this house.
Now, question: director's cut of the Lord of the Rings series. Would you watch it? Is that
you can ask Lydia what the only version is allowed in this house? The 4K director's cut. Yes, that's the only version, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
More of Mordor, more of oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
I remember I told Melanie she's showing Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring to her class because she's teaching a movie class in school.
Great film.
And I said, you better be showing the director's cut. She's like, how long is it? And I'm like, I think it's 4 hours. And she's like, what? And I'm like, oh, the regular version is only like, it's like a little less than 3. And she's like, what? She did not believe how long those movies were. Oh, the new Mission. It's on something because I saw it on something. Not maybe it wasn't Paramount. Maybe it was Peacock. It was on something.
To purchase. You could probably purchase it. It's already out for purchase, I think.
Mission Impossible has been all bangers since 3. Dude, I even like 2. I like Mission Impossible 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Danny Vito as the big bad would save the MCU.
Did we talk about James Gunn's release date for Superman?
No, what's he saying?
Because he announced it, didn't he? It was next in 2025, July 11th, which is my mom's birthday, 2025, because he's been writing it. I forgot. We didn't talk about that. Anyways, but yeah, in case you guys
we can.
Well, I mean, what else are we going to say? It comes out July 11th of 2025. We've got 2 years, guys.
We got a little bit to go.
We got a little bit of time. We don't need to talk about that bad.
I think I've only seen Lord of the Rings once, each normal version.
You're missing out.
Cycle Cleveland, ban yourself. What is wrong with you? There's only one way to watch Lord of the Rings, and it's director's cut, baby.
It's in your backyard, projected on the screen.
Right before The Hobbit came out, man, movie theaters were doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then you watch The Hobbit, right? Like all 3 movies. Director's cut versions of all 3 movies. And my buddy Frank, who's a priest, and I bought tickets. And then Father Frank called me like 2 days before going, hey, I think this is a bad idea, man. There's going to be like big fat guys like me eating like big turkey legs, drinking beer the entire, do you know how smelly this theater is going to be? And I'm like, why did you say this? Because it was a sold out theater. Wonderful experience it would have been, but we ended up not going. Omar, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Deadpool 3? 7? I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan. 7. I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people are thinking it's going to be the saving grace of the MCU Phase 4. I think it's just going to be a Deadpool movie. I don't think.
I don't feel as excited like as I did for like other films, except for like Beyond the Spider-Verse. I really need to see how that ends. But I mean,
it's funny.
If I knew it was going to be like Hickman's Secret War, like it's the whole of these Avengers, Hickman's Avengers, I probably would be really excited about all the stars. But I know we're getting Secret Wars, but not, yeah.
What do I keep calling the director's cut of which one? The Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings? It is
that is the director's cut, right?
The long, yeah.
So is Aliens. There's a producer's cut of Blade Runner and a director's cut of Blade Runner, which I like. One more question: how do you feel about Madam Web movie? Because of my expectations are extremely low for the movie. We've talked a little bit about that, and my excitement is it's whatever. Where's Jessica Drew? I'm sure it'll be fine.
Can it be any worse than Morbius? Does it come? It doesn't. It comes out Valentine's Day, so it comes out before Craven. Yes, they pushed Craven back, right?
I thought Craven was done already. Mission Impossible 4, 5, 6, and 7 are amazing. Oh yeah, and they kept getting better. Like each one. Did. I've only seen the scene where Legolas takes down an elf and a lady Fred made me white. Dude,
great
what's going on? You guys are
the best scene of the whole movie, of all the movies. There's so many good things.
Oh my God, there's so many memorable.
I
can't carry you, but I can carry. Oh no, I can't carry it, but I can carry you. There's so many.
No, when Gandalf is sitting there with Pippin, and they're like,
"Oh, dude, no, stop!"
And they're at the orcs are there at the top of the White Tower.
I just lost a good friend. I can't even talk about that scene because it's so beautiful.
Good scene. Oh,
he's talking about death and what you see. Oh my God!
On the other side, and then he's like, "That sounds not that bad."
Right? It gives you hope, and
yeah.
Anyway, my fan casting of Jimmy Olsen as the new Superman movie would be Patrick Gibson, the guy from the OA. The Shadow and Bone. You really like Shadow and Bone, Leo. I can tell
that show got canceled. Everyone had a.
Wasn't it Jackson's director's cut though? I thought it was Jackson's director's cut.
Maybe it's an extended cut. I can see.
Well, I think that's what they call it on the box. I just finished Hickman's Secret Wars. I really enjoyed it. Somebody was asking about
that's cool, yeah.
Fantastic Four, which is excellent. If you
love Hickman's Fantastic Four.
If they replaced in Avengers movie the Kree Skrull War, which I'm sure will come, how have we not done that yet? Or maybe they kind of did that a little. No, they didn't. Madam Web looks pointless, but I'm there for it.
If they start building out their own Spider-Man universe, and because I don't know what Marvel's plans are for Spider-Man in the MCU, but Tom Holland's taking a break. It seems like his story is kind of wrapped up. So if they don't get to Spider-Man in a while, it's okay. So Sony can play around with the character a little bit. So maybe we'll get them crazy live action.
I'm betting on Chris Evans coming back as Johnny Storm. Iman Vellani will be on late night tonight. You know, she had a really pretty, actually a really good friend. I don't know if he's watching or not. Max, if you're watching, thank you for sending me this. He sent me her statement about like the current state of fandom, and I thought it was so wonderfully written, and I felt so bad for her because, you know, fandom, regardless of what it is, whether it's Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, comics, or whatever it is, you know, we seem to get so obsessed with this stuff that when one thing pisses us off, people just let out some emotions that are just but I thought her statement was really good, and I feel so bad for her for being in a movie that she couldn't do any kind of red carpet premiere, she couldn't do any kind of promoting for, and it's her first movie that she's you know, and she's got a really good story if you've not seen the story of her playing the character Miss Marvel.
Well, what I do like, but the good thing for her is I've watched and read a lot of reviews about the Marvels, you know, including our own. And I will say that if every review I have seen, everyone says the bright spot is her. So there has to be some comfort in knowing that while it wasn't well received, her as the character, like her portrayal was well received, right? So that has to be at least a little comfort, not much, but that should say something about it. You know, I hope Marvel takes that to heart and doesn't like completely like do away with her or anything like that.
Yeah, give me my new Young Avengers
and bring Ty Simpkins back. Just give me Iron Lad and I'll be fine.
What the hell is wrong with you? Warner, bought the film rights to adapt Alien Legion comic, the Carl Potts stuff. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome, man. Jesus, nerds, I'll never watch Lord of the Rings out of spite. You better go and watch it.
No.
Dude, you're
Okay,
missing
just
out.
for you, King's Portugal. Next month is my birthday month. So we
You're gonna
may
watch
just
all
have
3 goddamn
a
extended cuts.
review of Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, just so you could watch a grown man cry on screen for 2 hours.
You're talking about me?
I'm a man.
My excitement for Madam Web is the same as my excitement for Morbius, which I still
Oh,
have not seen.
Morbius.
Yeah.
Oh, Morbius. Do you want me to read
Dude.
this? I have her statement if you want me to read it.
If you want to, Omar, still got to do that Hickman up to Secret Wars reading order. Did I not do that? Dude, I'm sorry, Colin. I thought I did that. It's rumored they start filming Spider-Man 4 next year. Holland's. What?
Really? Oh, gosh.
She's incredible. What are they doing after Madam Web? Trouble. No, they're
Craven comes out in August.
Ravenville. They're doing great. But guess what, though, man? They're not doing. What is Craven? Like, his origin is that he got lion's blood in his system.
Blood. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Oh
yeah,
my
but
God.
he's an animal activist. He's not like, yeah.
He's
but
an
I think
animal.
he's still wearing fur. So I don't know. I can't really.
What is that about?
It reminds me of an episode of Friends where Phoebe was gifted a fur coat made out of mink from like her dead mother. Is that who it was? I don't remember. Anyways, and since Phoebe was like a vegan, so she didn't want to wear the coat, but then she wore it for the first time and realized how comfortable it was, and then they had to convince her it was okay because minks are mean. And I just was thinking about Craven, like, why would he be wearing fur if he's like an animal activist? Maybe that's
why. I agree. All these statements about Vellani. Wasn't Imani showed herself as a nerd and people? Yeah, because she was a comic book.
And then they did it again in Loki.
Yeah, I really like her. I hope they do a Young Avengers. Loki rocked Omar, light in the Marvel darkness. Thank you for that, Chris.
Yeah, it really was.
I ended up enjoying it. I wonder if Young Avengers will be a show or a movie. Give me a show. Give me a show. I tend to think they do a lot of character development better on shows.
I'm good with it. And it's funny when you think about the films that really, I think, took off, or films and TV shows this year. You have Guardians, which was a closeout of that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And then also of Loki, which is a closeout of the very popular character's arc. And all those characters, whether it be Guardians or Loki, there's something similar about like just how well they were received, respected. And I think that's where, and the care that was taken with their storylines and their projects. And I think that's what Marvel should take from this.
I still don't understand why some people think Sony can't make good Marvel films. I mean, I know Morbius suck, but they did make Tobey's Spider-Man trilogy and Spider-Verse films.
It's true. I
think they can. I think that what's happening is that they're limiting themselves, right? Like, how can you make a film centered around Spider-Man, but you can't use Spider-Man, right? Like, you can use his villains. So it's a very tough task. Like, I mean, they were focusing on what the Sinister Six at one time.
Yeah.
Craven equals Morbius 2. Craven the Last Activist. Craven was bitten by a radioactive lion. Goddamn, why didn't I think of that?
In a multiverse, it's true.
I did do a Hickman Krakoa reading order. I did do that one. I forgot about radioactive lions. Got me busted. Wild Theory, the post-credit scene will lead into Craven. I want to be wrong. I
hope not. Craven was already supposed to come out.
Yeah, I thought Craven was. Why did they delay Craven if that's already done?
Because of the strike, so they pushed it back to next August. So unless they are planning to do some post-production stuff, I thought they pushed Craven back because it was really supposed to come out in October, but they pushed it back. I assumed because of the strike, and I guess they pushed it back to August 2024 because of where everything else fell within Sony's slate. So if there is a post-credit scenes for Craven, then they clearly did some post-production work that none of us were aware of. I think. I don't know though.
So let's see. Wild Theory, post-credit scene. Oh yeah, that's what he was talking about. I mean, what else could they show, right? What else have we learned that's in El Muerto? They could bring that project back from the dead.
No, who are they going to bring in to play El Muerto?
I've never seen a man cry till I see the man die. Everyone, see you guys next stream. Good night, Jack. Have a good one, man.
Have a good
I'm a
night.
full-grown man. I'm not afraid to cry. I cry at Super Mario Brothers film.
Like the new one that just came out?
Like the original one or the I ain't go, you know what? I ain't busting your balls, man. Because I may cry if a man that makes me watch Lord of the Rings. I ain't gonna bust anybody's balls for crying. You cry, dude. Don't be shaming them tears. Spider-Verse movies were fantastic because they have heart and soul. Who would you cast as Black Cat?
Well, a lot of people did cast Sydney Sweeney, but clearly that's not going to be her character. So I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to find out who Emma Willis is because I just saw her picture in the top Emmas. She's pretty cute.
I don't know.
Emma Pearson. Who's Emma Pearson? Sounds familiar.
Sydney Sweeney was a really good pick. When people said there was some fan art of Sydney Sweeney as Black Cat, but now she's in Madam Web as Julia Carpenter. So I guess that can't happen.
No, you're correct.
Yeah. Sure, we can find someone to play her. Give it to Emma Roberts. She's only gonna be Mary Parker. She'll probably die then. So give it to, I'm just saying. But I think that's what happens to her. So always give it to her.
Watch the coast. Dude, what if it teases Morbius too? We haven't thought about that. Alan Heinberg should write Young Avengers TV show. Well, he's busy writing Sandman right now with Neil Gaiman. And more power to him. Yeah, so Alan Heinberg is the guy that actually wrote Young Avengers comics that brought in the Young Avengers into the Marvel comics. It was really solid. I'm a big fan of that run. The Craven film is like wine. It's going to be better in a year.
I think a lot of things are like
wine. A lot of high hopes. Only one official Marvel movie next year, right? Deadpool
3, I think still comes out in 2024. Release date.
Like
a lot of stuff got pushed back.
Yeah, I think everything.
I know that Thunderbolts was pushed back. I thought Captain America: Brave New World was pushed back. Yeah, you're right. It's the only one because Captain America's been pushed back to February of 2025. Fantastic Four is May of 2025. Blade is November of 2025. If that happens.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me about the peach scene. My bad, brother. My bad. Yeah, Sydney's got the right mold for that. She was built right. She was.
What is that girl from Percy Jackson? She's pretty. She doesn't have blonde hair, but she could.
Oh, Emma Willis is an English TV presenter. Not an. Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at famous Emmas because that's all I had. She's pretty cute though. Who's she present? Emma Mackey. Angela White.
We've seen stuff with Emma Mackey before. I'm just trying to remember what it is.
We need a Morbius 2. It's Morbin timing. That sounds so awful. Jack, thank you for the
Venom 4. We didn't know what's happening.
I'm taking bets whether or not we see Sydney Sweeney take her top off in Madam Web when it comes out. I don't know. That's not taking her top off, Amanda.
Okay.
And look, I just flashed Glenn Powell's bottom to Jack Ferry for that super chat. Be so confused and be like, what does that have to do with
I can't wait to see that rom-com with the two of them in it. I think, Alexandra Daddario. She's attractive.
Yeah, people are wanting her for Rogue. And I've only seen I will say I've only seen her in roles like what was it, Baywatch and the other.
I know, and those are not the best. That's not a good.
I saw her in an episode of Always Sunny. She does have good comedic timing. I don't know. I mean, she could be a good. I didn't need to see that. Which one? Which one do you not want to ever see again? If Julianne Moore was Madam Web, it wouldn't be a question. Who's that lady? Amanda gonna get you off. Dude, we've been flagged. All right, I'm curious. She's an all-timer. What does that mean?
What does that mean? She's been around for a long time. Like she's a child actor and stuff.
Yes. I was gonna say she was in True Detective season 1, but you remember her role? Like it wasn't like she had a deep role, right? She was just like, what's his name? Woody's side piece. Like it wasn't that big and deep of a role. Not that you would need it for Rogue or it was the second picture. The first picture was sexy. Well, thank you for that, Tevye. I appreciate that. Alexander Daddario has some
her eyes are very striking.
Beautiful eyes, beautiful eyes, beautiful eyes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Was there one more thing we need to talk about before we wrap up tonight?
Well, we already addressed Pedro Pascal, right? As Reed Richards is still rumors.
Yeah, rumors.
It's so interesting that he's already.
Oh, dude, Kiki Palmer. Yeah, we had a picture of her a couple of months ago.
We did, yeah.
That was Rogue. Woo, woo. Yep.
I love Kiki Palmer. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they do if it's Pedro. I mean, the problem is, he's already in his late 40s, which isn't a problem, except for you want Reed Richards around for a long time. And how long is he going to want to be jumping around as Reed Richards? Because we don't want too much CGI because, Robert Downey Jr. was in his 50s by the time he left with Endgame. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. They need someone who can grow with the character. We want Fantastic Four around for a while.
Yeah. Please explain Cycle. Please. Josh wants you to talk about Coyote versus Acme. Do you know about? Have you heard about this?
You mean like the Warner? You mean like Looney Tunes?
Well, yes. So it was supposed to be a film, right? And
I did not know.
Oh, there's this big controversy going on, a lawsuit. Like, so Coyote versus Acme was a film, and people were really passionate about.
Yeah.
And it's gotten a lot of support, but it got shelved by Warner Brothers. Remember how Warner Brothers shelved like
a lot, like Batgirl? Yeah.
Yeah. There are people that are more pissed off about this than Batgirl. Like it had John Cena in it.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's got your girl, Lana Condor. That girl.
Oh, Lana Condor. Yeah.
Yeah, she's in class. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why did they? Like I was gonna say, give a reason to shelve it. They can shelve whatever they want. That is Zaslav's prerogative, and that man just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. I have no love for that CEO at all.
Well, apparently, it's regarded as like a really good movie too. I was reading a little bit about it. I think yesterday or the day before. That it's got a lot of heart. It's a good movie, and it's very what they compared it to like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And
yeah,
the thing with shelving it is like they said that they couldn't like put it anywhere else. I think that was one of the issues. Like they couldn't, just like Batgirl couldn't go anywhere else, right? Like they couldn't sell it to Netflix or something like that.
Oh, so there's some hold up there.
Everybody, including the director, the writers, they were like informed like short notice that it was going to show. So there's a lawsuit that's going on. And why they did it apparently is to use it as a $30 million tax write-off.
No, that sounds that they're out with Warner Brothers.
Which is crazy because it's a $70 million. Like this shows you how much money these people have at these studios. It's a $70 million project, right? Being shelved for a $30 million write-off.
Yeah,
that's insane. But
I don't know. Even though Barbie did so well, they're still losing so much money.
James Gunn wrote the story for Coyote versus Acme too. Mm-hmm. They got loads of directors and the like canceled their meetings with WB because of it, so that's why they brought it back.
They brought it back.
Unpopular opinion. I'm glad WB discovered show Batgirl. Jack Perry's full of opinions.
Jack Perry's got all the hot takes.
John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I felt he was perfect for you and Amanda Kane. He's okay.
He's not a fan. He's not a fan.
I've never been a fan of Jim. I'm sorry.
But I have some alternatives for Reed, but
didn't we cast? Didn't we do this?
We did. We did with Fantastic Four, yeah.
And then they shelved that project for a while. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting what they're going to do.
I'm just so curious. I didn't think Pedro would want to sign his life away to Marvel. He's already got The Last of Us. He already did the DC thing. Surprised.
Never mind. That's a spoiler. I was like, how much more Last of Us?
I know. I remember at the beginning of this second video.
Yeah. Anyway,
I gotcha.
and I'm sure the MCU pays well, and he can go into training and go work out with Marky Mark for
Yeah,
like
see?
4 hours.
Mark
4
doing
hours
there?
because that stupid training.
Why has he not become a superhero in the MCU? Why has
Who?
Mark Wahlberg not been in the MCU? We're missing Mark Wahlberg-esque MCU.
Have you seen him in Marky Mark Talks to Plants? I'm pretty sure we reviewed that movie. We're okay without angry Marky
Have
Mark.
you seen him in what is it? The good guy, the other guys? Oh my gosh, what a great
Pedro Pascal is Doctor Doom, though.
Yeah, I would like that. And maybe
behind.
that's like, I don't like.
You are
I
King.
can imagine him as Reed, but I don't know if I see him as Reed.
Why can't Sony just make a Spider-Girl Mayday Parker movie and Spider-Man 2099 movie?
I would love a Mayday Parker.
That is a really good question. They see the popularity of those characters in Spider-Verse. Why not focus on those instead of a Spider?
Well, Gwen's getting her own story, right? Isn't Gwen getting her own? Like,
you know more about that than I do.
But I would really just like if they just gave Peter B. Parker his own with Mayday and the whole family.
Oh, we're getting that in the comics with Jonathan Hickman and Marco Caqueto. So I'm so excited about that book.
That's awesome. But I would have loved to see that too. That would be
The Other Guy is a classic. Is it a classic already? I had no idea it was a classic.
Marky
Mark, Old School Racers. Look it up. Marky Mark. Like, you know about? Did I call him Marky Mark? I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect towards Mark Wahlberg and the Wahlberg Burgers, Wallaburger, whatever the hell their franchise is called, which is not that good, by the way. Pedro Pascal would make a better Diablo.
Yeah, but it's different.
No, I mean, I always imagine Diablo being somebody tall and skinny, and Pedro's got some weight on him. Like
that weight.
I could see him as Doom. He's a great actor, man. He's used to talking behind the mask, right?
Brian Hall, Emma Roberts is going to be in Madam Web, so you get to see her on Valentine's Day, February 14th. She plays Mary Parker. So there we go.
There you go, Brian Hall. Look at that. Amanda's just full of good news. Pain and Gain was amazing. If you haven't seen that, that's the one with the Rock, right?
Yeah, with the Rock. Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. I liked Marky Mark in like The Departed. I know he's a good actor.
Just not in The Happening. But I don't think anyone was good at The Happening.
No, and it also had Zooey Deschanel, who I don't think is a good actress, but that's another story.
I'm not a fan of her.
Hot take: Will Ferrell's not funny. Not a hot take, Logan. I feel like
we can't talk.
You and I, we get along.
Wait till you see what I'm going to pick for my December month.
God. Question: do you believe the DC Universe by James Gunn will succeed or fail? Too early to tell, man. It could go either way. I like to think it's successful. I like having both the MCU and the DCEU. Are we still calling? What are we calling that? DCEU?
No, DCEU.
DCU.
Yes.
But dude, she ruined Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. She's awful. Don't get me started, Larry.
She is good in New Girl, but that is very much her like niche.
I don't agree with Matt. I don't agree with Amanda at all. I don't like New Girl. I don't agree with.
You are not a New Girl fan. There's a lot of people who are New Girl fans. I don't even know we're New Girl fans.
Well, there you go. DCEU is dead. It's the DCU now. I love The Happening, but I think I'm the only person who went into it for some reason.
That is how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've had a 6-foot Wolverine. I wouldn't bat an eyelid to a chubby. Not chubby. He's just, stout.
Big bone is what I said, but you just.
You said big bone. I said he's not tall and lanky. I said
I am also saying
you're putting words in my mouth.
Yes.
I will pretend you just didn't say anything
bad
about
Good idea.
Okay, Larry. I'm sorry if that's your top Zoe.
I love Zoe. I even got my big old bangs back in like 2014 when New Girl came out to be just like her. And then I realized my forehead's too short. And I said, nope, taking that away.
John clearly has a plan for the DCU, unlike previous incarnations.
Yeah,
that's one good thing to look at. Thick. Maybe we meant thick. I hate Anchorman because I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. Same, bro. Who else? Me, you, and Logan need to go get a beer together because I hate Will Ferrell.
Oh my God, I could quote Anchorman.
I do not like
Talladega Nights. But that I was like, So I was in my college years.
John C. Reilly in Step Brothers and in Talladega Nights, to me, are the saving graces of those films. I love those guys.
But I mean, those were. I mean, oh boy, between those and Wedding Crashers, that's what all me and my college friends watched. When we needed a good laugh.
I guess he was okay in Old School. I don't know. Zoe was like a cute emo chick to me. She was I
always called her a hipster. She's more like a hipster. She's not emo.
What's that word that she used in the
Quirky
show?
Girl?
It's like nerd, and there's a word that she used to describe herself. Her sister was in Bones, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was her sister? Will Ferrell just yells everything. He got old after his.
He does.
Oh, I'm enjoying this.
But you just see, and you could tell because if you ever go and watch, like my roommate John had bought the, is it the DVD collection of his like greatest hits from SNL, and you get to. And
I was like, what?
Yeah, and they have his audition, and in it he does this thing where he's like a dad talking, and then he has to yell at the kids. He keeps interrupting, and he yells. He's like, "Get on the!" And he just keeps yelling it and yelling it.
Did you just censor yourself?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I was wondering how that happened. I missed Leslie Nielsen brand of comedy. Oh, that's old school, man. I love that brand.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl. That's what they are, not emo. Emo's.
I love that, Larry. You never cease to amaze me how much you know about this weird side of things, man. Oh, good on you, though. Good on you.
Thank you, Larry.
Manic Pixie Dream Girls. Dude, I love Leslie Nielsen though. He wasn't even a comedic actor. He was just an actor that got thrown into what was it? Police Squad, and then Airplane, right? And then oh my god, Naked Gun. Absolutely. Will Ferrell is widely overrated. Oh, Psycho. Can we just have a Will Ferrell?
In real life, he's a great dad. He's a pretty cool dude. He just he shows up at his son's rock concerts.
How do you know so much about Will Ferrell?
He always shows up at weird things. He's just a cool dude. Like, say what you want, but I mean, he's not a bad guy.
I didn't say he's got dead bodies buried in his backyard.
Much like Kevin Hart has a particular brand of comedy that I know you don't like either.
Wait, I've seen Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's right. You do like Kevin Hart.
I don't mind Kevin Hart. Sorry.
You do like
Kevin Hart. I do think comedy is definitely much like art. It is an art form. It's all subjective, right? What you find funny is a lot different than what I find funny.
True.
And I don't think it's really a generational thing, right? Like there are things that I find funny from Abbott and Costello, and that was way before my time.
My husband tells me I have the humor of a 10-year-old boy. I believe that's very accurate. Because I laugh at the dumbest stuff, especially like bodily fluid crap.
Okay, that actually explains why you like Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
I like my humor a little more witty, but also sophomoric, right? Like, so that's why I like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's witty yet sophomoric. It's got a little bit of smart.
I also find like Community funny, so it's like
Community. Yeah, Community has that dash of like, oh, there's a couple of smart characters that are witty and have good comedic timing, right?
Yes.
I don't know. And then the older I get, the more I laugh at. My brother loves watching these YouTube videos of what are they like news bloopers? Like he watches these new, like he loves news bloopers.
You were gonna say Matt Rife, and I was like, now that guy is funny. He does.
No, he is not. No,
I love his audience stuff. Oh my god.
Dude. And okay, so my brother has a huge crush on that guy, right?
Yeah.
And he made me watch a stand-up comedy, and he's a good-looking guy. I don't fault him for having a crush on this guy, but I was like, dude, I did not laugh once. It was awful. Like, and if it's your
audience work,
I don't know what that is.
So
I watched one. It was 45-minute long.
It just came out, right?
Because he was like, "You got to watch this. He's hilarious."
It just came out.
I don't know what it was. No, this was last year before he blew up, when everybody was sharing how cute he was on the internet, because that's the way the internet works. And I did not laugh once, and I felt so bad because my brother was like, he didn't laugh either, and he was like, "Oh, this might have been a bad one." And I'm like, oh, I'm sure you found some things in here
Well, it
funny.
was probably an older one, but like he got famous because on TikTok and
He's good
Instagram,
looking and he's
well,
funny to some people.
yeah, well, he didn't post his stand-up. He posted his audience work. So a lot of people think they go to the shows and they're going to see him just play off the audience. So he's very quick-witted because he starts talking to audience members and then people just scream stuff out and he has conversation with them and then he plays off of that stuff very well. So a lot of people, that's how I like, oh, that's very clever. That's why I like who's good luck to who?
That's a quote from Airplane. He just keeps coming back in. Have you not seen Airplane? Anyway,
no.
well,
Remember my humor?
it's a little weirder than Matt Rife, whatever his name is.
But I love his stuff sells out too. Like in Louisville, I tried to get tickets. He has a couple of shows right at New Year's Eve, and they all sold out super fast. I couldn't get tickets. Now they're like $300.
Not my type of comedy at all, but more power to the people that enjoy that stuff. But then, I mean, there are people that don't also like. There are people that don't like George Carlin. There are people that don't like, we talked about Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle, or although I have never met anybody that not find Robin Williams funny. Like, I'm so lucky that I got to see Robin Williams live. Like, I love that guy. That guy was one of the funniest, most wittiest, quick on his feet people alive on this planet. He was amazing. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. I don't know who Taylor.
No, James, I do agree. I love Taylor Tomlinson. She's hilarious. And she just got a spot. So, you have Stephen Colbert. So they're going to have a show on after him. And she, female, is going to be the host of that new show. I don't remember what it's called. But she is so funny. She has some great stuff. I follow her on TikTok. And I love Taylor Tomlinson. Is
she raunchy? She looks like this
a little raunchy, but not like crazy. I just love the delivery of I love the delivery of her punchlines and stuff. I think she's great. Yeah, she's one of my faves. So I'm gonna agree with you there, James. I do find her great.
Stavey baby. What's the name of the comedian? I'd have to check. The one that we were talking about earlier was Leslie Nielsen. He's it's Matt Rife. This guy right here, who's like I said, super good looking.
Oh, he is. Here, I'll get you a picture of him. Hold on.
But not funny at all. Not to me. Bill Connolly. Okay, now we're talking.
I thought he was going to say Bill Cosby. And I was like, wait a minute. Let's not talk about
Anna Taylor-Joy for Black Cat.
That's not bad. Because she's what she's been up to.
Dude, you talking about like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. Like those guys are pioneers of comedy. Like that raunchy style of comedy too, dude. And it's so good to this day. Eddie Murphy, when he talks about McDonald's, that cracks me up every time. If you're going to show pictures, you should also show off a picture. I don't know who that lady is. I just found out she was a lady. Question. Do you think Marvel's going to take a massive break? Probably slow down a little bit. Louis C.K. is my wife's favorite comedian of all time. I've seen some of his stand-up stuff, and it was pretty funny. Of course, that guy's not around anymore. I don't think is he? He get canceled or uncanceled? I really cannot keep up. Louis C.K.
I think he got canceled. He's not doing.
He's still canceled, right? Like people don't like. Also, Leslie Nielsen's role in parody superhero movies, Uncle Ben type character was. I don't think I've seen that. I've seen him in the parody of the Scary Movie and what was Dracula, which was silly. Yeah, just keep Louis C.K. away from your plans.
All right, dude, here we go.
Shows.
Here let's show. I'm gonna show him because it's already after 10. All right, so here's.
Oh, yeah, show him.
Matt Wright.
No. Right. Like I said, why did you go with that? He's a super good looking guy. That is a horrible gift of him.
And then this is Taylor Tomlinson.
I think she's funny.
Oh, she's so funny. I very much enjoy her.
Never heard of that.
As a millennial woman, I enjoy her just much like I like Eliza Schlesinger. I like her comedy too. That stuff really.
Yeah, she's okay. Shout out to Brazil. What's up, Brazil in the house?
I cannot endure the time. I have the baby. I have to get up in the morning.
And I gotta go and put some books together for our huge giveaway this Saturday, 10 a.m. on Patreon, 11 a.m. on YouTube. So it's huge giveaway.
Mm.
All right. So we talked about everything we needed to talk about. What
I
if
mean,
season 2? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, more
I'm not
multiverse
ex-
stuff.
I'm
Bring it back.
I wasn't a fan of the first. Was not a fan of the first one. Like,
I mean, it just yeah.
there were like I think 2 good episodes in the first season, and that was it. Yeah.
I know my baby listens to Fall Out Boy. She won't watch. She likes to watch Fall Out Boy videos. That's what she.
Is that what your baby?
No, I'm not kidding you.
I think a 2 babies don't really have a choice.
She does. We actually
them into the creatures you want them to become.
We filmed her. We had a Fall Out Boy video playing. We stopped it, and she goes, "No, Fall Out Boy." And I was like, "Okay, put it back on."
Yeah, dude, Robin Williams, and he was so good.
He was really
he was
good.
just quick on his feet, man.
I think they filmed the one we did that we were at too, because the special came out and it looks like the same.
Yeah, it was the one in Louisville where we went. And he was joking about like Louisville restaurants. Yes, the giveaway is open to all tiers on Patreon at 10 a.m. and then everybody on Saturday as long as you're subscribed, and all over the world, because I'm willing to ship like an idiot all over the world. We got gift cards, lots of Vommies, lots of trades, absolute editions. It's a lot of work, but we love doing it. So I'm actually going to get Tina to help us out too, because I need help. My brothers, I think, are going to come over to help me do the lots and the questions and stuff on Friday too. And I have an AMA on Sunday. Yep. And I'm interviewing Torren Grombeck on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. I'm going to be a tired man. So that's it, everybody. Sign us off, Amanda.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great near mint condition merchandise, and also on Patreon. For $1 a month or more, you can support us here in what we do and get some cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey till all are one. Bye, everyone.
You want me to hit that end? You were giving
Obviously, my hands are right here.